Welcome to this video with the title Translational Partition Function. In a previous video, we saw that partition function of a system capital Q, it is equal to small q raised to n, where the system is consisting of unispecies particles which are capital N in number, and all these particles are moving freely, means it is a ideal gas system. For that, partition function of a system is equal to small q raised to n, and this small q is a partition function of a particle, and this small q is equal to summation of exponential of minus epsilon I divided by kt. And this epsilon I, it is a energy associated with the particle. But when we consider a particle, it is having a different kinds of motions, and here we are not considering a potential energy because the particles of a system, they are non-interacting, they are not interacting within themselves, and no external field is applied to that system. Therefore, all the particles are simply moving. They have a just kinetic energy, and there is a no potential energy. As such, there will be a potential energy, but we consider it as a zero because no external field is applied and no interaction between the particles. But when we say a motion, the particle has got a different kind of motions. Translatory, rotatory, vibratory and electronic motions are associated with every particle. Therefore, this energy term has got a different energies. It's a combination of many energies, and now we have to look at what are these energies and whether those particles are whether those motions are interlinked. According to Born-Oppenheimer approximation, those motions are totally independent. Because of that, we can show that this small q, that is a partition function of a particle, is a product of partition functions due to translatory motion, due to rotatory motion, due to vibratory motion and due to electron excitation. All these. And in this, we have to look at what are these all four terms. Means what are expressions of all these four. And when we do that, we can calculate partition function due to translatory motion, partition function due to rotatory motion, partition function due to vibratory motion, and partition function due to electronic excitation. And using all those four, we can compute what is a partition function of a particle freely moving in a system. And first, let us look at partition function of this particle due to translatory motion. And there we have to look at what is a energy associated with the particle, that epsilon I, or we have to analyze energies associated with the particles, or in which energy level does the particle can go into. By looking that, we can calculate a partition function of a particle due to translatory motion. Let us consider particles in a box, rectangular box of dimension Lx, Ly, Lz, maintained at a temperature capital T, and let there be capital N number of particles, and volume of that container is Lx into Ly into Lz, that is a capital V. And now we have to calculate a partition function due to translatory motion, and this Qt is equal to summation of exponential of minus epsilon I divided by kt, and this epsilon I, it is about a energy levels of a particle, and this epsilon I can be analyzed by quantum mechanical concepts. And when we consider a particle in a box of a dimension Lx, Ly, Lz, there are energy levels associated with the particles which are like a discrete energy levels. Initially they are a discrete. Let us look at what happens with the L, that is Lx, Ly, Lz, what happens to this energy levels. For a particle in a box, energy levels of that particle is given by epsilon is equal to h square divided by 8m into n1 square divided by Lx square plus n2 square divided by Ly square plus n3 square divided by Lz square, forming a equation 2. And here m is a mass of a particle, and n1, n2, n3 are known as a quantum numbers, and they are integers, positive integers. And h is a Planck's constant, which is 6.625 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules per second. And there are energy levels, and the energy difference between these energy levels, this difference, it is given by expression h square divided by 8m L square. And if we consider the box is of a dimension 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter and containing a gas of atomic mass 10, the energy difference between the any two energy levels is given by, as said earlier, h square divided by 8m L square. And here let us substitute the values for the h, 8, 10, and here atomic mass is converted to SI system, 10 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 27 and 1 square, and this comes out to be approximately 2 into minus 42 joules. It means the energy levels are very closely lying. They are very closely lying, and almost they are not at all discrete. They are continuous distributions. Therefore, the summation in the expression of a partition function now can be replaced by a integration. And how to replace that by a integration? And now all the calculations are done in a 6-dimensional phase space, that is in a mu space. The integration over energy levels is done in a mu space, and element in a mu space, that is a small volume element in a mu space, is given as dq cube into dp cube. And here please keep it in mind that here what we are using a q, dq, it is related to generalized coordinate, not a partition function of any particle or a system. Already we have seen that every space is divided into smaller cells, and here a smaller cell of this mu space has got some amount of energy levels, and those number of energy levels is given by 1 upon h cube into dq cube into dp cube. where dq cube and dp cube is given by this equation 4. And now the particle with the momentum p has translatory energy given by epsilon is equal to p square divided by 2m, and p square has got a p has got a its three components along a x, y, z, or a px direction, py direction, and pz direction, and that is expressed in a equation 5. And all energy levels can be replaced by integration of a differential dq cube into dp cube divided by h cube into exponential of p square divided by 2m kt by substituting this equation 5. Substitute 5 and 4 in equation 3 and replace that summation by a integration, and here we get a 6 integrations because there are 6 dimensions associated with that mu space. And now integration over a d3 dq cube gives a volume as shown in this equation 7. And since here in this equation 6, the integrand, this integrand doesn't contain any generalized coordinate, it contains only volume. It contains only expression of a momentum. We can integrate generalized coordinates separately and integrate these these momentum coordinates and associated expression separately. Substituting this 7 in a equation 6, we get a expression 8. And now let us look at integration with respect to px, py, pz, and consider here integration of exponential of minus px square divided by 2m kt with respect to px, and here the integration limits are set from a minus infinity to plus infinity because the velocity can reach to any value in a x direction and in a minus x direction. And substituting here px square divided by 2 m kt is equal to a square, in the equation 9 we get this expression. And here using a gamma function, integration of this e raised to x square into e raised to minus a square with respect to dA with the limits minus infinity to plus infinity is equal to square root of pi. And now similarly we can do the integration with respect to py and pz, forming a equation 9. And now let us substitute this equation 9 in a 8, and when we make all arrangements we get a expression 10, and this is a partition function of a particle due to translatory motion at a temperature T. And partition function of a whole system is equal to qt raised to n, and that is equal to 2 pi mkt divided by h square whole raised to 3 by 2 into v, and whole that term is raised to n, forming a equation 11. And this equation 11 is a partition function of a system containing a capital N number of particles in a volume V at a temperature T. And using a partition function, we can calculate various thermodynamic parameters. And here is an expression for Helmholtz free energy capital A. Pressure of a system is equal to N kT divided by V. And here this is again a PV is equal to Nk into T. And if you consider N is equal to Avogadro's number, if this N is equal to 6.023 into 10 raised to 23 and K is equal to 1.3806 into 10 raised to minus 23, you are going to get a gas constant, that is real gas constant capital R. And energy of a system is given by 3 by 2 N kT, and specific heat of a system Cv at a constant volume, that is Cv is equal to Nk 3 by 2 into Nk. And entropy of a system is equal to Nk into ln into 2 pi m kT divided by h square raised to 3 by 2 into V and plus 3 by 2 Nk. And these expressions of a thermodynamic parameters of a system determined using a partition function are same as framed experimentally. And you have to remember this expression for a entropy regularly. In our next class, we are using this expression for a entropy. You have to remember all this. Do workout, do differentiation, integration wherever necessary, and then compute these equations. And this is all about a translatory partition function.